The cost of dining out in April rose by over 3% compared to a year ago, representing the National Restaurant Price Index's sharpest increase since March 2024.
지난달 국내 외식 물가가 1년 전에 비해 3% 이상 오르면서 외식 소비자 물가지수가 작년 3월 이후 13개월 만에 최대 상승폭을 기록했습니다.
Yes, so it's up to 124.36. It's been up every month this year. We had a rise by 2.9% in January, 3% in February, and 3% in March. And it's up 3.2% from a year earlier. And, well, things are getting expensive. When we look at one of the nation's favorite go-to family meals, I think, would be barbecue.
Yeah.
Samgyeopsal, the pork belly, is now costing on average over 20,000 won per serving. And that means if you're a family of four and you order 4 servings and you get 2 bowls of naengmyeon, you're going to be spending over 100,000 won for the meal. It's a lot of money. And the Korea Economic Research Institute is saying that 71% of the adults they surveyed are saying they're worse off than they were. Their finances are worse than they were last year. And that one of the biggest issues is the steep increase in food and dining.
What do you mean when you say you're worse off?
It means you have less, or you're making less, or you're not able to spend as much as you were. You're in a worse situation. If you're better off, things are better. If you're worse off, things are worse.
So you're comparing it to another period of your life, in this case, last year.
Yeah. So I think everyone would like to be better off year on year, but that's not always the case.
네, 작년보다 주머니 사정이 더 나아졌다. I'm better off this year than last year. 안 좋아졌다. I'm worse off this year than last year. 자, 그런 표현이 있는데요. 추가적으로 단어 좀 보겠습니다. 외식. In English, we would say...
We'd say dining out or eating out. Yeah, but it's very similar to the Korean, in fact, because it's out meaning out of the home, outside. Not necessarily in the park having a picnic, but we're talking about restaurants or cafes, anywhere, any establishment that's serving food, that can be considered dining out or eating out.
That's an interesting point you make. Dining out is not necessarily the same as dining outside.
Exactly. A picnic is not really dining out because dining out suggests you're paying for the food.
Okay.
Yeah, you're paying someone to make the food for you.
네. 외식하는 것을 dining out라고 하고요. 야외에서 식사하는 것은 dining outside라고 합니다. 자, 그다음에 represent.
Yeah, so if something represents something, then it's a symbol of it or it's a marker of it. It's showing this thing. And in this case, it's representing the National Price Index's sharpest increase. So it's showing that sharpest increase.
네, 뭐 대표한다라는 의미도 있지만 여기서는 무엇에 해당한다라는 의미로 해석하면 되겠네요. 다시 한번 제가 헤드라인 읽어보겠습니다. The cost of dining out in April rose by over 3% compared to a year ago, representing the National Restaurant Price Index's sharpest increase since March 2024. Okay, let's move on to the next headline.